I want to read you something from one of you guys. All right, here it is. It's been incredible to see the progression in what I've been able to do over the last 8 weeks. I'm a pretty type A person, and I've had to really force myself to listen to all your comments about modifying and taking it to a different level, all being okay. So I've done that, and I've allowed my body to improve. I've allowed my body to improve. I like that. Your yoga has now become the one part of my day I cannot do without. It's been very good for my mind also. Yes! Isn't that great? What are you going to be saying 8 weeks from now? It's time, y'all. It's time to get stronger. It's time for you. You can do this. Yes, you can. I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is your yoga from home. You're watching live. You're watching a recording. We are live. We're doing this whole practice. It's 1 hour long. We're doing the whole thing. No cuts, nothing, it's just real. It's like a real class. That's what we wanted to do. We wanted to make this feel like a real live yoga class that you'd go to at the gym, but having the convenience of doing it at home. Yes, yes, yes. You do it your way. That's the big thing. Every day, our practices are different. Today is a strength and balancing practice, but every day, the one thing consistent is we want you to do what's right for your body. Don't hurt. If something hurts, back out of it. Don't do it. Take it to a lesser percentage. Modify like our yoga friend did. Modify and tell yourself that's okay. I think it's really hard to sometimes do that. You want to do something to 100% or 110%. Don't. So what? It doesn't matter. Every little bit of movement, adjusting it to your pace is good. Adjust it to your pace. Don't quit. That's the thing. Just stick with it. Don't quit. Move a little. Take it at a slower pace. It's all good, but just keep moving. And you know what? You're moving forward. All right. Don't hurt. Move forward. Just do. Just show up. The word to think about as you practice today is this one. It is feel. Feel what you feel. I say that a lot. Feel means to perceive, to experience, and to become conscious of. So become conscious of how these poses feel in your body. And if it doesn't feel good, you don't want to do it. If it doesn't feel right, you don't want to do it. If it hurts, you don't want to do it. Plain and simple. All right, we're going to use props in today's practice. 2 yoga blocks. If you don't have those, buy them. They're not expensive. You can get them anywhere. A yoga towel, an eye shade. Those are nice for your final Shavasana pose, a very important pose that you need to rest at the end of just to let your mind absorb the goodness of the hour. A yoga strap, if you want to use that. Some water, you're going to want that. And check us out every day. Like I said, we're different every day. We do different things. Some days we're restorative. Some days we are doing other types of practices, yin practices, restorative. We work in weights, we do Pilates, we do bar. It all works together. Let's come on up. Come on up to standing. Lock a stress number in. I'm going to get rid of my phone so it doesn't ring. Lock a stress number into your mind. On a scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10, what's going on? How do you feel right now? Lock in the stress number. Give it a number. It's a little quantifiable measure you can come back to. All right, strike a pose of confidence. We've all got to be more confident. Spread your feet a little wider than your hips. Put your hands on your hips. Drive your elbows back and let your chest lift up to the sky. Puff out your chest. Be strong. Be big. Here. Take a deep breath in through your nose and a big sighing breath out through your mouth. Let it go. Breathe out the doubt. Breathe out the worry, breathe out the expectations. Just have fun. Allow yourself to modify in this practice. Start to come up onto your toes. Maybe your modification includes having a chair or a wall nearby, or you use your hand on the countertop. We're lifting onto the balls of our feet, keeping the heels behind the toes. And like I said, allow yourself to modify. Maybe you don't come up so high on the toes. That's fine. But the biggest thing is stay committed. Feels good when you commit to something. Stay committed to just showing up and doing your yoga your way. All right, what are you doing right now? You're lifting up onto the balls of your feet. You're strengthening your ankles, your calves. You're just kind of waking up the body. That's what we do every day in the little warm-up. And if you just stick around to do that, good on you. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. You're using this yoga to meet your needs. Don't think, oh, I've got to go to a yoga class. I got to do it this way. I got to do it that way. It's called a yoga practice because you're practicing. You're always practicing. You make the practice meet your body's unique needs. All right, come on down. Oh, my calves are feeling it. Lift your toes up, give them a gentle wiggle. Keep your hands on your hips, chest is lifted. Strong, confident pose. Place your feet down naturally. Bring your feet underneath your hips. Lift your arms up high to the sky. This is called Tadasana, extended mountain pose. Bring your pinkies in towards your midline and soften a little bit in your shoulders. Focus, look forward. You're strong, you're tall, you got this. Breathe in. Sigh it out. Interlace your fingers, send your palms up to the sky. Start to sway gently from side to side in what is called a gentle palm tree pose. So lateral flexion, sideways movement of your spine. Just gonna stretch it out. Let it feel good. You could be seated in a chair. You're seated in a chair. I did a little bit of that when we were doing the countdown to this class. You know, there's so many ways to modify. And if seated in a chair, you think, oh, I'm not getting much. You're getting a lot. Because what's really the difference in this pose if you're seated in a chair? Put a little bend in your elbows if that feels right. Same kind of thing. You're getting that nice sideways bend. All right, let's finish up in this palm tree pose. Take a big breath in, push your palms up to the sky. Big breath out. Take your hands to your low back, push your belly forward, squeeze your elbows towards your spine, look up. Look up to the sky, push your chest, push your belly forward. Exhale, fold forward. As you fold forward, let the crown of your head come toward the earth. A little bend in your knees feels good. Fingers reach toward the earth. Breathe in. Sigh it out. Let it feel wonderful. Inhale, sweep your arms up to the side of the room. Come back to an extended mountain pose. Sigh it out. Let it go. Let's do some big arm circles. Start to circle your arms to the back of the room. Get into the shoulders. And if that doesn't feel good, do little smaller circles. It's okay. Add a bend in your knees. And the fingers come down, knees bend, arms straighten, knees straighten. Breathe. Fingers go up, knees straighten. Just let it feel good. Nice big sweeping motions of the arms. Take the big sweeping motion in the opposite direction. Breathe in, breathe out. You know, stay committed to your decision to do your yoga, but also stay flexible in your approach to it. You know, modify. When you're ready, come on back up to standing, arms down by your sides. Take a big breath in. Big sighing breath out. Nice job. Big coat swing. Start to sway from side to side. Arms are long by your sides. Take a big twist. Look over your shoulder. Adjust your feet so you feel good and stable. Twist. You're in control. Your arms are loose. You're looking over one shoulder, then the other. Revisit those arms. Keep them nice and loose. Tapping your hip, your backside. No tension there. All that's happening is this nice twist. Slowly come back to the midline of your body. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Ragdoll pose. Feet about hip width distance apart. Hands to opposite elbows. Hinge forward at the waist. Look down to your feet, or maybe to your knees, or maybe up towards your belly button. Toe heel your feet a little further apart to what feels good and stable. Maybe let your belly come between your thighs. Breathe in, breathe out. Start to sway gently from side to side. Elbow back toward one knee, then the other elbow back toward the other knee. Loosen up your low back. Keep breathing in through the nose. Sighing it out through the mouth. And then let's finish here. Come back to the midline of your body. Hang out here for a second. Wiggle your toes. Maybe your eyes are closed. Breathe in. Let your spine decompress. Breathe out. Shake your neck a little bit. Release your fingertips toward the earth. Shake your neck. Walk your hands forward. Come on down. Let's do child's pose. All right, child's pose. We warmed our body up just a moment ago. Now let's come into a child's pose that'll allow our mind to relax. Knees can be together, big toes touching, hips back to your heels. You can use a block here if you like to bring the ground up to you if that feels good. Arms down by your sides, palms face up, shoulders away from the ears. Child's pose. Whatever feels good and meditative and releasing to you, do it. You can remove the block if you don't like it and bring your forehead down to your mat. You could also spread your knees wide, hips back to your heels, arms reach to the top of your mat, and sink your head down to your block or no block at all. What feels good to you, unique you, today? Not tomorrow, not yesterday. What feels good today? Right here, right now. I'm in an extended child's pose. I've got my fingers spread wide. I'm going to push into my palms a little bit, kind of like I'm trying to make my mat a little bit longer. And I'm going to send my hips back toward my heels a little bit more. I feel more length in my back that way. Breathe in, breathe out. Lengthen through the spine. When you're ready, try to close your lips and breathe in and out of your nose. Allow you to focus on you. Allow you to focus on your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Deep breaths. Keep them deep. If they become shallow or short or you want to hold your breath, you're stressing out too much. You don't need that. This is a no stress zone. This is a feel-good zone. Child's pose. Come back to it at any time. Your call, your yoga, your practice. If this feels fabulous, come back to it. And still, if you're seated in a chair, just fold forward and bring your chest towards your thighs. Maybe your hands are down by your ankles. Breathe in, breathe out. Child's pose. All right, let's do a sun salutation. All right, so let's come out of this pose if you want to. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Bring your knees together. Tuck your toes towards your shins and send your hips high to the sky. Feet are hip-width distance apart. Heels are slightly elevated. Start to pedal them out. Your hands, look at your hands for a moment. They are shoulder-width distance apart, fingers spread wide. Pedal it out. This is your downward facing dog. Tailbone high to the sky. Still your feet. Neck loose. Shake it. Your gaze should be back towards your knees or up towards your belly button because your head is loose. Breathe. This is downward facing dog. Walk your feet up to meet your hands or your hands back to meet your feet. Sweep your arms to the side. Come on up to an extended mountain pose. Lengthen up here. Take a deep breath in and a shoulder softening breath out. Lengthen up. Exhale, hands to prayer center. Fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to your shins. Back is flat. Squeeze your shoulders towards your spine and lengthen through the crown of your head and your tailbone. Your back is nice and flat like a tabletop. First Chaturanga Dandasana, as I mentioned, you could do this against a wall. You could do this on your knees or any way you want. I'm going to walk my hands forward. And there are 4 steps to the Chaturanga Dandasana. Step your feet back. Step your hands forward. Shoulders are over your wrists. Feet hip-width distance apart. Push the earth away. You're essentially in a high plank. Now you're going to do a push-up. Bend your elbows and hover above the earth in a low plank. Elbows are hugged in towards your ribs. Put the tops of your feet on your mat. Straighten your arms. Upward facing dog. An option would be to stay on your knees. Lengthen up. You could be pressed against a wall doing this as well. Make it work for you. This is your up dog. Let's take it to down dog. Flip your feet to a natural position. Send your feet high, downward facing dog. Pedal it out if you like. Let's do it. Let's flow through it a couple of times. Feet to hands or hands to feet. Inhale, arms sweep up. Extended mountain. Find length. Exhale, hands to prayer center. Fold forward at the waist. Let your arms come toward the earth. As you inhale, rise your back up. Flat tabletop. Exhale, hands come down. Your variation of Chaturanga Dandasana, maybe take it on the knees, totally fine. I'm going to do high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Push the mat away, pedal the heels, shake the neck, let it feel good. One more time, still the feet. Walk your feet to your hands or your hands to your feet. Inhale, arms sweep to the sides of the room as you rise on up. Extended mountain, breathe. Exhale, hands through prayer center, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, back is long and flat. Exhale, plant your hands on your mat. Chaturanga Dandasana, high plank, low plank. upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Shake your neck, pedal your feet. Walk your feet to your hands or your hands to your feet. Inhale, arms sweep up. Extended mountain. Exhale, soften in the shoulders. Let's take this to a chair pose as we prepare to do our sun B. Bend your knees, arms reach. Inhale, lengthen through your fingertips. Exhale, sink your hips back. Sink your hips back a little bit more till you feel the weight shift into your heels. Maybe put your hands on your thigh for a second and just rock on back so you feel the weight more in the heels. The weight is so much in the heels, maybe you can wiggle your toes. Arms reaching long, add a little counterbalance here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sit low. Strong quads, strong glutes. Use them. Maybe you're seated in a chair, totally fine. Lengthen through your fingers, sit low in your bottom. One more big inhale. Exhale, hands to prayer center, straighten your legs, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, just like before. Exhale, plant your hands on your mat, walk them forward. Do your Chaturanga Dandasana your way. Maybe you take it on your knees. Hinge forward. Come to a low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Tailbone high. Kick your right leg high to the sky. Exhale, sweep it through to a low lunge. Bring the right foot between the two front hands. Inhale, stand up. Plant your back left foot. Right toes are pointing forward toward the top of your mat. Back foot, 45, 90 degree angle, whatever feels good. Now bend into your front right knee. Knee over ankle. Left hip back as best you can. Not everybody can do it because it's kind of a strange twist. Everybody's anatomy is different. Do what feels right. You really want to feel powerful from the waist down. You want to squeeze the mat together with your strong inner thighs. Arms tee out, lengthen up to the crown of your head. Exhale, settle into your low body. Wiggle your right toes more forward to the top of the mat. Maybe as you work your thigh a little more parallel to the earth. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, lengthen. Turn your head to the right, look to your right middle finger. Reach, reach, reach. And then tick-tock your arms 6 and 12. All right, bottom forearm can be pressed into the thigh or arms can be open wide in a 6 and 12 like a clock position. Look up to your left fingers, breathe. Inhale, lengthen, stretch, reach. Exhale, settle in, don't stress out. Look up to your left hand. Reverse warrior, right arm high, left arm low. Right arm goes up, left arm comes down your leg. Look up. Exhale, cartwheel your arms. Chaturanga Dandasana. Right foot goes back to meet left. High plank, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog if you like. Pedal it out. Shake your neck. When you're ready, left leg kicks high. Exhale, sweep it through, low lunge. Inhale, rise up. Same pose, just on the other side. All right, feet are planted. Nestle into that left thigh. Breathe, arms tee out. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, reach far. Tick-tock, far. 6 and 12. Inhale, reverse warrior, right arm down, left arm up. Look up. Exhale, cartwheel your arms. Chaturanga Dandasana, your way. High plank, low plank, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Pedal it out. Breathe, shake your neck. When you're ready, right leg kicks high. Exhale, sweep it through to a low lunge. Inhale, stand up. Adjust your low body. Tee out the arms. Inhale, lengthen up to the crown of your head. Exhale, look right, reach right. Tick-tock 6 and 12. Look up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Right arm goes up, left arm comes down. You're still looking up. Exhale, cartwheel your arms. Chaturanga Dandasana. High plank, low plank, up dog, down dog. Pedal it out. Breathe. Shake your neck. Other leg, left leg kicks high. Exhale, sweep it through. Low lunge. Rise on up. Feet are planted. Arms tee out. Settle in, nice and low. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Arms are teed out and reaching strong. Look over your left fingers. Exhale, reach forward. Then tick-tock, 6 and 12. Look up, breathe. Inhale, reverse warrior, right arm down, left arm up. Breathe. Exhale, cartwheel your arms, chaturanga dandasana. Left foot meets right. High plank, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Pedal it out, breathe. Bend your knees, hover the knees above the earth in a bear plank. Push into the earth, hold it here. Finish, come down to your knees, grab a drink. You did it. Sun A, Sun B after your warm up. Maybe you did your Sun B in the chair. Totally fine, it works. All right, and you know what? Grab a drink if you want. The more birthdays you've had the pleasure of celebrating, maybe it's a little bit harder, but it doesn't mean you have to stop. Enjoy what you can do and just do. All right, our usual little core things here. You can use your strap for boat. 3 poses in our core sequence. Bend your knees, soles of your feet together to touch, knees open wide, hands in prayer. Now say something positive to yourself. I'm strong, I'm capable, I'm here. Maybe that's the big deal today. I'm here. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. Slowly lower on down. Lower on down until you come onto your back. Supta Baddha Konasana sit-ups. That's what we're all about right now. Adjust your heels so they're comfortable. Maybe up closer to your groin, or maybe not so close. Knees open wide. Hips are loving it, right? Bend your elbows. Bring your fingertips lightly to your temple. Elbows open wide to the sides of your room. Take a big breath in and maybe sigh it out. And maybe for a little bit during these 3 core poses, you breathe out your mouth to let it go. When you're ready, on an inhale, peel your upper body up, chin up toward the sky. And as you exhale, come on down. Oh, other way around. When you're ready, exhale, up, inhale, down. Up and down. And you come up on the exhale because you're pulling your belly button back towards your spine. And you make more space. Think of like bellows, how you squeeze the bellows if you're doing a fire. Exhale, up. Inhale down. Maybe lift your shoulders up, elbows back, and you pulse your chin up to the sky. Gotta love those pulses. We do those a lot in a bar practice. We do those a lot on Friday when we combine bar, Pilates, and weights in with our yoga. All right, little pulses. Maybe that feels something today, right? What does it feel like? Come on down, shoulders come down. Let's do bicycle pose. Keep your hands where they are. You can send your knees together, soles of your feet on your mat, and maybe you lift your shoulders up, working opposite elbows towards opposite knees. That's a fine way to do your bicycle. Maybe you keep your shoulders down, lift your legs up, bring your knees over your hips, keep your fingers at your temples, or maybe tee out your arms, or whatever feels good. Work the legs. Drive through the heels like you're riding a recumbent bike. Pedal the heels, one leg extends, the other leg bends. Or maybe you put it all together, peel the shoulders up, fingers lightly at the temples, work opposite knee toward opposite elbow, and opposite elbow toward opposite knee. Pedal it out, breathe, maybe straighten your legs and scissor kick them. That's an option too. Take what you like today. Let's finish. Send your legs long, take a little break. Arms go high overhead, stretch it out, stick pose. Palms touch, thumbs cross, toes point, fingers reach. Breathe, stretch it out, let it feel good. Wiggle it out maybe that feels good. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's do bicycle pose. You can use your strap if you like. I'm not gonna use it today. I'm gonna take my hands behind my thighs and I'm gonna rock and roll a couple of times here. You know if it's okay for you to rock on your spine or not. Check with your doctor. Your doctor knows best. Breathe. Maybe bring the toes overhead a little bit more. Just rock back and forth if that's all right with you. Come on up to seated and then lean on back like you're in a recliner. Lift one foot up or the other. Chest is lifted and forward. Back is nice and flat because your shoulders are back. Point through the toes. Put a smile on your face. Hold it right here. Now you're holding the backs of your legs. Next challenge, maybe release your hands. Release your hands, reach towards your toes. Maybe reach up toward the sky and hold it here in your boat pose. Maybe hands come to prayer center. I like to put a little bit of bend in my knee. You decide what you like and row your boat. Twist, twist, twist from one side to the other. There is your boat pose in a rowboat pose. Breathe and then finish. Plant your feet. Hug your knees in. Heels towards your bottom. Wrap your forearms around your shin. Maybe this is right where you stay. Play with it a little bit. Have some fun. Come up onto your toes. And see if you can take the weight out of your feet. Maybe bring your nose, your forehead towards your knees. Maybe circle your ankles. And then plant your feet. All right, let's come into a chair pose. Bend your knees, or cross your ankles. Hinge forward. Come on into a downward facing dog. Breathe, pedal. Walk your feet to meet your hands or your hands to meet your feet. Arms sweep up, extended mountain, and when you're ready, chair pose, Utkatasana. Bend the knees, reach to the fingers, sink low. Reach to the arms, sink low. Weight into the heels, remember that? Find your balance here, play with it a little bit. Breathe. Hands to prayer center, straighten the legs. Let's do a prayer twist. All right, feet, you're looking down at them. Knees are together. Put a little bend in your knees. Sit back into your heels. Left elbow comes to the outside of the right knee. Now your left knee is going to want to pop away, pop forward, get away from that right one. Bring them back together. Stack your hands, stack your elbows. Inhale, lengthen through your spine as you look at your big toes. Exhale, twist to the right. Look at your hands. Take a big inhale. Think of your spine getting long as the crown of your head goes to the top of your mat. And then twist a little bit more, pushing into your hands, looking up to your elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And then finish. Hands back to prayer center. Sink low in your chair. Stay right here. You've got it. Hold on. Stay strong. We're going to take it on the other side. Right elbow outside of the left knee. Check out your right knee. Bring it back. Hands are stacked, elbows stacked. Inhale, lengthen as you look between your toes. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist a little bit more. You've got it in your little prayer twist. Let's bring the hands slowly back to the midline of the body. Straighten the knees. Put a little bit of space between your feet. Gorilla pose, Padahastasana. Take your hands, the palms of your hands, slip them under your feet from the top of your feet. So your wrists and the top of your toes are touching. Put the weight into your feet. Put a little bend in your knees, driving the knees a little bit to the sides of the room, and then bring your elbows to the sides of the room. Look to your knees or look back between your legs. Breathe in your gorilla pose, strong arms. You're standing on your hands. You've got your gorilla pose down pat. Release your hands from underneath your feet. Give your hands a wiggle because that's kind of tough. And find your two blocks. One block, place it right in front of your toes. The other block, place it about 18 inches apart. Come on up to standing. We're going to do a crow pose. All right, big balancing pose. Try it. See if you like it. You don't have to use the blocks if you don't want to. I do like them. All right, I'm going to stand on the back block. The block is at a stable height. The block will support you. Maybe standing right here, even with a chair or a countertop nearby, maybe that's enough right there. Breathe. Settle in. I'm going to come on to my toes with a big bend in my knees. I'm going to open up my knees wide to the sides of the mat. Crow is an inversion. It feels good when it's all done. You got that little rush of blood to the head. You know how you feel about this. maybe start to change your feelings about how you feel about it. Try. Just try. Take it in layers. Right now I'm on my fingertips, knees spread wide. I'm just going to play with my weight a little bit, hinging it more forward. Eventually I'm going to aim to have my forehead or top of the head onto this block that's at the top. So maybe you have to adjust it a little bit. Now bring the palms down onto the mat because your foundation is now in your hands. Hinge forward a little bit, placing your knees on your triceps behind the backs of your arms. Hinge forward, maybe come up higher onto the toes, hinging more forward, bringing the forehead toward that block. Hold it here. Maybe one foot lifts or the other foot lifts or both feet lift. Hold it, you've got it. Find your balance in that block. Once you build more confidence, maybe you can remove the block completely. It's up to you. I'm going to bring my feet back down. That is today's crow pose. Little inversion, a little bit of confidence building. I hope you had fun with it. All right, crow. Put the blocks aside. Hands plant. Come back to a down dog. Pedal your feet. Shake your neck. You've got it. Right leg kicks high. Exhale, so you can create space in your belly. Sweep the right foot forward between the two front hands. That wasn't very graceful. Come on up to standing. All 10 toes are pointing forward. Put a bend in both knees. Bend in both knees, take it slow. Lift the arms up high to the sky. Lengthen here, take a baby back bend if you like. You could always come down to that back knee, no problem there. If you're on the back knee, you're working on taking this pose deeper maybe. If you are off of the back knee, you're working on balance. Push your feet into the mat. Hands to prayer center, another twist. Left elbow outside of the right knee, hands stack, elbows stacked. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. If the knee is down, you can take the twist probably deeper. If the knee is up, you're working on balance. Slowly bring the hands back to prayer center. Come back to the bottom knee. Bend down to the mat. Grab a block. Bring it to the top of your mat as you wiggle your right toes. Up, up, up to the top right corner of the mat. Send your left leg long and straight on the mat for your runner's lunge. You can put your hands on the block. You can open up the right toe onto the pinky edge side of the foot. You can stay right here. You can bring your forearms down to your block. Don't forget to breathe. Maybe bring your forearms down to the mat. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, soften in the hips. When you're ready, that's your runner's lunge. Let's come out of it. Press into your hands into the mat, straight arms. Right leg goes back to meet the left. Left arm is your foundation. Let's do a side plank. You can be on your bottom knee. You can have your legs straight. You can kickstand your legs. You can glue your ankles together. Right arm lifts, hips are high. Look up to the sky. Inhale, lengthen. You've got it. Stretch, reach, finish. Hand comes down. Hips go high, pedal it out. We've got another side to do. Kick your left leg high, sweep it through to a low lunge. Rise on up to standing. Back heel is lifted. Bend into your knees, maybe hold on to a chair. Totally fine. Bend into your knees to what feels good. Lengthen through your arms, breathe. Baby back bend if you like. Hands back to prayer center as you exhale. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twist. Right elbow outside of the left knee. Hands stacked, elbows stacked. Lengthen and twist. Lengthen and twist. Lengthen and twist. Slowly, slowly, slowly come back to prayer center. Down on the bottom knee. Top of the right foot onto the mat. Runner's lunge. Left toes, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle forward. Block underneath your hands. Straighten out your right leg a little bit more. Feel it in your hips. Hands can stay on the block. Forearms can come to the block. You can open up your left foot, knee more toward the earth as you roll onto the pinky edge side of the foot. Stay right here or drop all the way down to the mat. Breathe in, breathe out. That's your runner's lunge. Press into your hands. Send the left foot back to meet the right. and take your side plank here. Right arm is your foundation. Shoulder over wrist to keep it nice and strong and even. Legs can go how you like. Maybe you stay on that right knee on the ground. Maybe you glue the ankles together, press your hips high, look up to the sky, breathe, finish. Hand comes down, come back to a down dog, pedal it out. Sneak in a Chaturanga Dandasana if you like. Hinge the weight forward, shoulders over wrists, push the earth away. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, press on back up, upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck your toes, and down dog. Pedal it out. Breathe. Walk your feet to meet your hands, or your hands to meet your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Back is flat. Exhale, fold forward, look back to your knees. Inhale, arms sweep up. No rest. We are going at it. Lengthen up. Exhale, let's do a little bit of balancing. Hands to prayer center. As you are here, let's do tree pose. In your tree pose, let's bend one knee and place that foot inside the calf or up high onto the thigh of the foundational leg. I'm going to press my foot into my thigh, thigh, press back into my foot. Breathe, breathe. Grow your branches if you like. Hold on to that chair if you want. Grow one branch. Breathe. Here's your tree pose. Hands back to prayer center. Guide your knee to the front of the room, but don't set the foot down. Take a big step out with your right leg and plant it on your mat. So all 10 toes are pointing forward. Left heel lifts up off the back of your mat. The back foot lifts. Hinge forward. Hands, interlace them behind your low back. So your thumbs are kind of pressed into your low back. Send your balance, your weight onto your right foot if that's comfortable for you, for your toppling tree. Little bend in your right knee, left leg lifts, arms, fingers are interlaced, they work up toward the back wall, fingers reach up toward the sky, you're looking down to your right toe, breathe, and then finish. Let your left foot come to meet your right, arms down by your sides, take a breath. Hands to prayer center. Root into the opposite foot. I'm going to root into my right foot, open up the left leg to the side of the room. Slide the foot up to wherever feels right today, and every day is different. Just don't put it on your knee. That never feels right. The knee's not supposed to bend sideways. Lengthen up through your chest. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. Grow your branches. Focus forward. Breathe. Hands back to prayer center. If you took that variation, guide the knee to the front of the room. Big step out with your left foot. Step it out, plant it on your mat. Toppling tree here. Begin by placing your hands behind your back, interlacing your fingers and opening up through your collarbones. Send your fingers down toward the mat. Chest is lifted. Feel really strong and tight in the chest here. Breathe. Even in your shoulders, upper shoulders, feels good. Hinge forward. The weight comes onto your left foot. Maybe you dance on the back right toes. Maybe you lift the right foot up, the back foot up. A little bit of a bend in your foundational knee. Work the fingers up the back wall. Work the right leg up. Work your gaze down for your toppling tree variation your way. Finish. Right foot meets left. Hands to prayer center. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Eagle pose, Garandasana. Do it in a chair if you want. Bend your knees. Arms reach. Remember this. Send the weight back into your heels. Breathe. Find your fun little balance here. Arms, you can put them to opposite shoulders. Arms, you can bring to prayer center. Or arms, you can sweep the right one under the left. Palms touch, elbows squeeze down. Look over your fingertips. There's your eagle pose in your arms. Let's do the same thing with our legs. Root into your left leg, lift your right leg up, maybe cross the leg, hugging high in the upper inner thighs. Top of the right foot, hook it behind your left calf, maybe. Whatever your variation is, as long as you feel a nice tight compression, you're doing great. Just squeeze what you got. And then finish. Right foot meets left on the mat. Arms sweep up, extended mountain. Come back to chair, bend the knees. Reach through the arms or the arm variation that you want to take. I'm going to sweep my left arm under my right, palms touch, elbows squeeze down, look over the fingers. Adjust, sit back. Maybe this is where you stay. I'm going to lift my left leg up now, cross it over the right. I'm going to hook the top of my left foot behind my right calf. That's a hard transition. Sink low, squeeze the elbows down, sink your bottom lower, look over your fingertips, hold it here, squeeze. And when you're ready, left foot meets right on the mat, arms go high, take a baby back bend. Bring the arms back up to the sky, dancer pose. Lengthen up, you're in your Tadasana extended mountain. Start to circle your right arm toward the back of the room. Put the weight into your left foot, bend your right knee. Take the weight out of your right leg, lift the leg on up, reach your right hand back and capture the inside of your foot with all 5 of the fingers of your right hand. Lengthen up through your left arm and start to kick into your right hand. Kick back and then kick up. Let your left arm be a counterbalance as it reaches forward. Focus over your fingers of your left hand. Kick, reach, finish. Right hand down, right leg down, right arm back up. Both feet are planted. Circle your left arm around. We'll do the other side. Root into your right foot. Weight out of your left. Reach the hand around. Maybe you can't quite reach it. Stand in whatever position you can and imagine you're in your dancer. If you would like, left hand captures inside of the left foot. Lengthen up through your right fingers. Hold it right here maybe. Kick into your back hand. Reach forward with your front hand. Kick back. Kick up. Reach, reach, reach. Powerful pose. Plant the left foot next to the right. Hands back to first center. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. You did it. Big balancing poses today. Good on you. All right, hinge forward at the waist. Inhale, halfway, lift hands to your shins. Exhale, walk your hands forward. Chaturanga Dandasana, or just stay in your down dog because we're going to come back there in just a minute. I'm going to do Chaturanga Dandasana, high plank, maybe on the knees to a low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Find to take it on the knees. Exhale, down dog. Here we are. Kick your right leg high. Exhale, half pigeon pose. Right knee behind the right wrist. Left leg goes long and straight on your mat. Work your right shin a little more parallel to the top of the mat. Left leg is long. Top of the left foot is on the mat. You can press into your hands here. You can take a block and slip it under your right glutes, the bent leg side, to keep your hips equidistant to the mat. Stay here on your hands if you like. Maybe slip down to your forearms. It's maybe not as difficult as it appears to be. Lengthen through your spine and soften in your hips. I'm going to work my elbows to the side of the room. Hands rest on top of each other. I'm going to rest my head. Breathe in. Maybe sigh it out. Close your lips. Send your breath to your right hip. Half pigeon, Ekapada Rajakapotasana. We do this on Thursdays as well, and on Sundays too, and we hold the pose longer, and it gets really comfortable after a bit. Right now, it's time to come out of it. We press into our hands. We remove the block. Tuck your back left toes under. Send your right leg back to meet the left, and shake it out any way you like. Feet plant, other side. Left leg kicks high. Exhale, knee to left wrist. Right leg long. Left shin a little more parallel to the top of the mat. Block can slip under your left glutes. I really like using the block. It makes a big difference. It feels a lot better to me. Press into your hands. Maybe slip down to your forearms. Maybe hands cross and create a little pillow for your head. And you rest here. Same thing. Big breath in. Sigh the stress out. Let your shoulders be away from your ears. Send the breath to your left hip. Oh, breathe. Okay, big hip opener. You've got it. All right, time to come out of it. Push into your hands. That's one nice thing about this practice. We don't stay in a pose very long. Other days of the week, we stay longer, but this is kind of preparing your mind for it. Press into your hands. Tuck your right toes under. Send your left foot back to meet the right. Shake it out in a three-legged downward facing dog. All right, hinge forward, high plank. Lower down slowly, all the way down. Hug your elbows in, come onto your belly. Spine strengthening poses, the next couple ones. Hands are underneath your collarbones. Zip up your legs, let's do cobra pose. Bhujangasana, tops of your feet pressed into the mat. Elbows hugged in, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, let it all go. On your next inhale, peel your shoulders up. Push the tops of your feet into your mat. Little to no weight in your hands. Squeeze your elbows towards your spine. Squeeze your elbows down towards your feet. Nice, tight cobra pose. Plant your hands. Come on down in the chest. Turn your head so your left cheek is on the mat. Bring your arms down by your sides. Turn your head some more. Try to bring your ear onto the mat. Shoulders away from your ears. Reach your fingers down toward the bottom of your mat. Breathe. Floor bow pose, Dhanurasana. Bring your chin back to the midline of your body. Bend your knees. Reach your hands back towards your feet. Maybe that's where you stay. I'm going to lift my chest a little bit, and I'm going to reach for my heels. Maybe you can't quite reach them. That's okay. Capture your ankles. Wiggle your knees back together. Big bend. Maybe you bring your heels to your bottom. Chin is at the center of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, kick hard into your back hands. Kick, lift your thighs up, balance on your pelvis, lift your nose up, breathe, floor bow. Finish, come on down, arms release, turn your head the other way. Come onto your right cheek, right ear. Breathe, breathe in, breathe out. Finish. Chin back to the midline of your body. Bend your elbows again. Place your hands under your collarbones. This time, press on up as you straighten your arms and come into a seal pose. Soften in your glutes. Breathe. Camel pose. All right, this is a big one. Bring your knees underneath your hips. Bring your shoulders over your hips so you're standing on your knees. I like to place a block between my ankles at a high height. You place it however feels good for you. It's just kind of a little target. All right, hands to your low back like they're going into pockets of pants. Elbows are squeezed towards your spine. Push your belly forward. Look forward. All right, stay right here. Here's another layer. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. How is that? Maybe that's all you want to do today. It's okay. Listen to your body. You're your own best teacher. Maybe you look directly overhead like a raindrop's going to hit you right between the eyes. Breathe in, breathe out. Maybe you take it a little farther. Send your gaze more to the back of your room. Maybe you reach for that block. Maybe you reach for your heels. Look back to where the room, the wall, and the ceiling meet. Breathe. Hands back to your low back. That's an important part. Shoulders over your hips. Remove the block. Have a seat. Even this has a name. This is called Thunderbolt. You're seated on your heels. Take a big breath in. Maybe eyes are closed. Hands on your thighs. Maybe you feel a little loopy. It's to be expected. All right. Big pose. Real flexible pose. All right. Come on. Open your eyes. A few more things to do. Legs go long. Toes up toward the sky. Inhale, lengthen through your arms. Exhale, reach forward. Reach, reach, reach. Oh, we did this yesterday. Remember, we combined a Pilates roll-up with it? Don't hate me. Reach, reach, reach. Maybe you can capture your toes. Maybe you can capture your ankles. Maybe you capture your calves. Hug your elbows in, and then look down toward your knees. Inhale, find length. You got to have that length. Before you can fold forward, hollow out your belly. Bring your nose toward your knees or your forehead toward your knees. Inhale, rise on back up. Shoulders over your hips. Bend your knees. Soles of your feet on your mat. Find your towel or your eye shade. That's a good sign. Bring it on up by your shoulders. Knees are bent. Soles of your feet are on your mat. Hands to prayer center. Remember, I am strong. Whatever you want to tell yourself, I am here. Maybe just showing up. Maybe you're still in child's pose. Be grateful for that as well. Lengthen up, and with your strong core, slowly lower down, all the way down to your mat. Once you're down here, let's do our supine twist. Left leg goes long, right leg bends. Interlaced fingers, hug your right knee in. Can't quite reach that knee? No problem. There's always a way to modify. Take your towel and hug the knee in. Circle your ankle. Twist it around and around. Breathe. Hug the knee in even more. Left toes, draw them towards your shin. The heel is planted on your mat, leg is long, calf is on the mat as well. Supine twist, left hand guides the right knee across the midline of the body as you roll onto your left hip. Keep your right shoulder down, tee out your right arm and look to the right. Remember when we did our big coat swing? That little warm-up twist? Here's a big twist to go with it. I think twists are one of the most important things you can do in yoga. Controlled twist, because so many of us get back trouble. These controlled twists feel really good. Let's finish. Bring the right hip back down to your mat. Hug your knee in again. Circle the ankle because you can. No wasted time here. Send the right leg long on your mat. Do the other side. Draw the right toes up toward the shins so your right heel and your calf stay plugged in. Think of length here in the front of your hip, your right hip flexor. Bend your left knee. Interlace your fingers. Hug the left knee in. Circle the ankle because you can and you should move your ankles. Right hand guides the left knee across the midline of your body. Roll onto your right hip. Encourage the knee down. Yesterday we did this on blocks, and that was a challenge. Tee out your left arm. There's always a new challenge around the corner, and that's good. Very true of life, right? Turn your head towards your left extended arm. Shoulder stays down. Look left. Just enjoy this big twist. Finish. Left hip comes down. Interlace fingers, hug the left knee in, maybe circle the ankle around a couple more times. Time for happy baby. Send your left leg long on your mat. Draw both heels up like they're coming up through mud. Take your hands now, capture underneath your left knee, capture underneath your right knee, and rock a little bit from side to side. As we prepare for happy baby, Ananda Balasana. Maybe this baby is happy right here. Maybe this is all you want to do. I hope the massage on the low back feels good. If you have a soft little ball like a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball, you could roll that under your low back too. That's nice. All right, perhaps you reach your hands inside your calves, or maybe you reach your hands to your ankles, or maybe you reach your hands to your heels. Draw your toes up towards your shin. Send one leg high to the sky. Bend it. Send the other leg high to the sky. And then play here. Extend one leg, rebend the other. Such great hip mobility, and have fun. I like it when the names of the poses make the pose look like what it is. Happy baby, a little happy baby in a crib. It's amazing how flexible babies are. All right, heels go high, pinky toes, let them fall toward the earth. Open up, even put your hands on your inner thighs and open up in the legs a little bit. Bring your knees back together to meet at the midline. Bend your knees, bringing your heels down. Feet come down to your mat. Bridge pose, arms down by your sides. Push into your feet, lift your hips on up to the sky, wiggle your shoulders closer to your spine, push hard into your strong feet. Roll your spine down, one vertebra at a time. Keep your belly button tucked to your spine until you get all the way down, then let your tailbone down. Legs go long, cover your eyes with your eye shade or your towel. Arms down by your side. Shoulders, really accentuate bringing them away from your ears. Tuck them a little bit under your back. Sigh it out, let it go. Let your pinky toes fall toward the edges of your mat. Palms are face up and open. Just be comfortable. Eyes covered with your towel or your eye shade. Feels really nice to have the light blocked out and the weight on the eyes. Unclench your jaws if your teeth are touching. Softness in your face, even softness in your eyebrows. Deep breaths in. And deep breaths out. Focus only on your breath, just for a couple more minutes. Taking deep breaths in and deep breaths out. breaths as just cleansing breaths, just filling you up, oxygenating your blood, and just breathing in goodness, letting everything else go. Revisit the area between your eyebrows, soften it up. Same with your shoulders. Can you soften them just a little bit more? And your cheeks and your jaws. Just soft. One of my favorite props is to have the remote control right near your shoulders. Maybe you hit pause and you lie here in your final Shavasana pose longer. You know how long is perfect for you today. If you're ready to conclude your practice, take a deep breath in and a big sighing breath out. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Work the motion up into your wrists and your ankles. Inhale, reach high overhead, take a big good morning stretch as if it were the first stretch of your day. Find length in your fingers, find length in your toes. Reach, stretch, feel the big stretch all up and down your body. Exhale, soften in the shoulders, bend your knees and roll into a fetal position onto one side or the other. Use your low arms bicep as a pillow for your head. Soften in the top shoulder and savor a deep cycle of breath right here, right now. When you're ready, come on up to seated however you want to get there. Maybe eyes are opened or closed, you decide. Maybe you use your hands or you don't use your hands, you decide. But the key is you decide. Sit however is comfortable. Hands to prayer center for just a moment of gratitude for what your body did. Feel the warmth in your hands. Press your thumbs into your chest. Take a deep breath in as you lengthen up. And a deep breath out as you let go of everything that doesn't serve you. Blink your eyes open. You did it. Ta-da. An hour. You did it. And you moved a lot, however you moved. Good on you. Stress number. What was it? And what is it? All right, you are stronger. You're stronger now than you were an hour ago. And the more you practice, the stronger you will get. It's not only physical, it's in your emotions and your mind too. Commit to you. You know, excel. Come on, you can do it. Commit to yourself, show up, and do what you can with what you got. And remember in the beginning when I read that great testimony from one of our yogis, what are you going to be saying 8 weeks from now? Where are you going to be? Commit to you. All right, that's it. See you guys. Be all that you can be. Oh, that sounds so silly, but it's true. You're being all that you can be by doing your yoga, by showing up, by doing it every single day. Be faithful to yourself. Be faithful to your practice, whatever that looks like. Our yoga is free for anybody and everybody. Tell your friends about our yoga. They can join in too from the privacy of their own home. And if you'd like to support our broadcast, you can visit our website. It's www.316yoga.com. Be all that you can be and enjoy just being. Oh, see you guys tomorrow. Bye.